Hiya! I can't believe I'm saying this, but it is the 1st of February. So I thought I'd do a bit of a combination. So have a little look at the books that I read last month in terms of like my goals, my book journal, have a little plan for the month ahead, and just see where we go. So I read 12 books in January and had a lot of fun doing it. So I went through and updated my reading journal earlier for all of the goals that I had for the year. So I got 5 goals for 2014 and I do have a video going through them all in a bit of detail if you want to go check that out. The first one was to read 100 books, so I'm obviously 12 books into that. That is ahead of where I need to be. I'd kind of been hoping to read like around 10 for the month, so 12 is fantastic. Read at least 2 sapphic books for the month. I read 5. So yeah, definitely managed to hit that one. Read at least 3 BIPOC books a month, and I again read 5, so very happy with that as a solid start because that one's a new goal to me. And then the ones that nobody thought that I would have a chance with. So how are we doing after the first month? Well, reduced my physical TBR. So I started the year with 58 books and unread, and it's now at 55. So yeah, I managed to read 3 more than I brought in over the course of January. Very happy with that, absolutely solid start, and just need to keep chipping away. And then the 5th and final goal was to finish more series than I start. So at the start of the month I had a 38 active book series, whoops, and I still have 38. So I did technically start a new series in that I read an arc that's the first in series. However, I'm already up to date by definition because not even that first book's come out yet. So yeah, there was no change, but I did manage to continue some series that I'm reading my way through. So obviously my focus series that I had were the Mercy Thompson series, which I actually managed to read 2 books from, so very pleased with that. I really got into them. I'm gonna have to buy some more soon because I only have 3 that I hadn't read on my shelves. Then there was the Salacious Players Club series, which I did read Give Me More, which was my next one for that, so tracking on well there. And then there was Lexi Blake's Contemporaries, so Bliss and Texas Sirens, and I didn't read any of those. I don't know, I kind of burnt out on contemporary, so my reading vibes this month I've been really loving fantasy and paranormal, and like that's, you know, the urban fantasy and the ones where it's just like a little bit of romance in there to like full-blown fantasy romance, paranormal romance. And you know, I've read a fair bit of contemporary still, but I definitely started to feel like I was burning out a little bit and struggling to motivate myself to read when those were my choices. So that's definitely going to be one to look at. But I have to say that while I didn't, you know, read anything from that Lexi Blake series, there were 3 other series that I did manage to continue that I hadn't had on my list necessarily. I'm very happy with it. It was a very enjoyable experience. And that is the main thing. So I've got all these goals, but my definite theme for 2024 is intentional mood reading. So that intention has a few factors. There's the diversity aspect, which you can see with some of my goals, and then there's the practical aspect, so reading books I already own and things like that. But that mood reading is the really important thing, because I can't at the moment, like, really fixed lists of books are just not working for me. So if I have a month where contemporary is just not working as well, then I should read less contemporary that month. I'm sure I'll have a month at some point in the year where that's all that I want to read. So yeah, I'm definitely trying to kind of keep the loose targets that I have in mind, but not let it get in the way of me actually enjoying reading. And I kind of really feel like I am enjoying it at the moment. Right, so physical books. So I already discussed the fact that my physical TBR reduced by 3 this month. And a lot of that is helped by the fact that I didn't buy many books. In fact, I got one. So I am on a book buying ban. It's entirely a self-inflicted one, and so I can release myself from it at any point. Again, it's just to try and make me a bit more intentional with my purchases. So the deal I made with myself was that no physical books to be bought, only buying Kindle books if they were already on my wish list and they had reduced to be free, and only requesting arcs that I already wanted to read. So basically just trying to keep all of my lists under control. Not buying a book just because it's free, not requesting a book just because there's an arc, things like that. So this book, which was my physical book that came, was a pre-order. So this is obviously Katie Roberts' latest release. And I haven't actually read it yet because it's not quite contemporary, but it was enough on the vibes that when I kind of came to read it, I wasn't in the mood. So I'm saving this one. I'm probably going to read it in February, I think, but we'll see. Other books that I got an arc of Turning Back by Katia Rose, and again that was one that I knew I would want to read, so I requested that one. That was direct from her club Katia that I did that, and yeah, that was it. I think I've downloaded maybe a couple of Kindle Unlimited books because I've still got 2 months left on my kind of 3 months before I cancel it. But I'm pretty happy and definitely feeling the change that has made. So looking ahead to February and releases, books that are coming out that are on my radar, and I've got my trusty list in my journal of what I'm looking out for. So the ones that I have got in here as ones to look out for is Happily Ever Witch by Cassandra Gannon. So that has actually released today. It is the latest book in the kind of fairy tale series, and this is one of my absolute comfort series. I'm so excited to read this book, and it's just, I don't know, there's something about reading Cassandra Gannon's books that just always clicks for me, and it's got that fantasy element with being fairy tale retellings. So fingers crossed when I finish my current read, the mood will still suit and I will get cracking with that one. The other one that is on my radar for the end of the month is A House of Crimson Hearts by Ruby Rowe. And this one is going to be the first in a new vampire series, and it's sapphic as well. So at the end of last year I read Ruby's fantasy romance series of Girl Games. Absolutely loved it. You'll definitely hear me talking about those books in various different capacities. So yeah, I'm really excited to see where she goes with vampires for that. Both of those are going to be on Kindle Unlimited as far as I know, so I'm planning to read them on there, and then I will probably end up buying physical copies if we're honest. I have also got a pre-order that is due to come this month. So the paperback of Resonance Surge, the latest Nalini Singh Psy Changeling, released the end of last month, I think, but I'm due to get mine the middle of this month, so I always get the US editions, the mass markets, because I like how colourful they are, all of these. And I haven't actually read it yet because my library never ended up getting a copy, so yeah, I'm very excited to read that because it's always nice to get a new book in a series, and particularly a series that I have actually, you know, caught up with, unlike the millions that I haven't. And then 3 other February releases that I have to mention are the 3 arcs that I read last month. So that is A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle Jensen. This is the first book in a new fantasy romance series from her. It's like a Viking fantasy romance. I really loved it and very excited for book 2 already. Book 1's obviously not even out and I'm already looking forward to book 2 because in typical fashion it does end leaving you wanting more. So yeah, that one was great. Then there was Cover Story by Lacey. So this one is a sapphic contemporary romance with a Hollywood star and her bodyguard, and it's fake dating. And again, I really love that one and definitely recommend. And then over the last couple of days, I then finished Turning Back by Katia Rose. So that's the second book in the Three Rivers series. So the sapphic contemporary romance is around 3 sisters who live in a place in the back of beyond called Three Rivers. And yeah, I'm still trying to write my arc review for this one. It was incredible. It personally hit a few things that just felt really real to me. I was incredibly close to tears reading it because it hit so hard. So yeah, it's taking me a little while to get the words out around it, but excited that those 3 books are going to be out in the wild soon. So then the question is, what am I planning to read? Obviously we talked about the kind of new releases I'm excited for, my pre-order that's hopefully arriving. What I have started to do is to have a few books kind of pulled out on my shelves to just kind of remind me that they're more focused ones, and see whether I want to read them or not. So let's take a look at what I've got left from last month and put some on there for this month. Okay, so these are the books that I have left over from last month. So we can see we've got Siren Beloved, the next Texas Siren's book. Like I mentioned, I didn't get to that, but it's definitely one that I still want to prioritise, so I will leave it on the pile. And then we have got Venice Actually by Reynolds. Do you know what? This is one of those books that I am super excited to read and I just haven't got to. Again, I think obviously not being as much in the mood for contemporary has kind of swayed me on that. With that in mind, I'm probably going to remove it from my radar pile for now, which knowing my brain means I'm more likely to pick it up, but we'll take it off and we'll see where we go with that. So then the first book that I want to add on is obviously my book that arrived from last month, so Midnight Ruin. Okay, and then we have got Focus series. So Mercy Thompson, I'm actually already currently reading the last one of those that I own. Otherwise that would definitely go on the pile, but I started it last night. So definitely need to do a top up soon. Other focus series, obviously we've already got the Lexi Blake, so then let's go and find Sarah Cate. So Mercy, I'm gonna put that one on my TBR pile. And then because I'm definitely feeling the fantasy vibes, I read, where is it? So I read The Blood King by Abigail Owen last month. And I absolutely adored it. It just absolutely hit the vibes that I wanted. So these are like dragon, like paranormal romance type things. Amazing. Dragons and phoenixes, I should say. So yeah, that hit the vibe. So that definitely, the next one of those should go on there. And yeah, do you know what? I'm thinking I'm happy to leave that pile like that, because I've obviously got some new releases that are coming in, and yeah, I think that's what we'll leave my radar pile there. So there we go. I've got my physical TBR sorted for the month. very much physical TBR ideas, like you saw. I've got no pressure. This, you know, any of these can stay on there, it's fine. It's just for a bit of a prompt for if picking a book is feeling a bit overwhelming. I know what my new releases are that I'm looking forward to, and yeah, I feel all set. Very excited for the reading month ahead. Definitely starting to feel a little bit calmer with having read a couple of arcs, and you know, started reducing my shelves a little. So we'll see where the month takes me. Let me know what your plans are for February. Have you got any releases that you're looking forward to, or anything that you're like, yeah, I'm finally going to pick that book up? And I will see you soon.